Dear Tauruses, and all who seek financial prosperity under the wise guidance of the stars. June 24, 2025, presents itself as a unique moment for you to unlock your financial potential. This day promises to be particularly significant for your financial sector, as powerful planetary configurations directly influence your income, resources, and material security. At the center of attention is the mighty Jupiter, the planet of great fortune and expansion. Its energy actively interacts with your realm of savings, opening doors for capital growth. You will feel a surge of optimism and a readiness for calculated risks that can bring substantial profits. However, beware of overconfidence. Unfounded optimism could lead to ill-advised spending. Equally important is Venus, your ruling planet. In its harmonious position, it facilitates attracting money, improving business connections, and creating comfortable conditions. Your talents and appreciation for beauty can be easily monetized, emphasizing the importance of ethical considerations in financial matters. And, of course, there's the influence of Saturn, the planet of structure and discipline. Its presence introduces an element of long-term planning and responsibility. Saturn may highlight areas where you need to strengthen your foundation, bring order, or demonstrate persistence. A review of outdated strategies might be necessary. The main risk here is a fear of change or an unwillingness to take on additional responsibility. Thus, June 24, 2025, is a time of powerful financial momentum for Tauruses. Jupiter offers a chance for growth, Venus attracts abundance, and Saturn calls for wise and sustainable development. This is a palette of opportunities that demand careful analysis and a strategic approach. Jupiter's expansive energy, particularly concerning your personal finances, warrants special consideration. We've already discussed how the unique planetary configurations on June 24, 2025, create a powerful financial impulse for Tauruses, urging a strategic approach. Now, let's delve into the core of your financial horoscope, focusing on the key player of this period, the mighty Jupiter and its influence on your second house. In astrology, the second house represents your personal safe, your resource repository, the domain of your income, material security, and, importantly, your self-worth through what you create and possess. For Taurus, a sign naturally governing this house, Jupiter's position here truly becomes a golden key. On June 24, 2025, Jupiter, the planet of great fortune, expansion, and abundance, harmoniously aspects your second house. This signifies not just good luck, but a tremendous opening of doors for capital accumulation. This is not a time for passively waiting for manna from heaven, rather, it's a period when the universe illuminates the most promising paths for your financial growth, requiring active yet well-considered actions from you. The first and most obvious direction is investments. Under Jupiter's influence, your intuitive knack for profitable ventures sharpens. This is an ideal moment to review your investment portfolio. Consider opportunities for long-term investments that promise stable and gradual growth. For Tauruses, this often relates to real estate, land, or companies whose activities are based on the production of tangible goods or the provision of sustainable services. Don't be afraid to diversify, but do so with your characteristic thoroughness. Carefully study the market, consult with financial experts, and avoid succumbing to momentary impulses. Practical advice: compile a list of 3 potential investment areas you've been considering for a while, and begin an in-depth exploration of each. Perhaps it's time to invest in what you consider true value, be it gold, art, or even your own knowledge. Next, consider new projects and income sources. Jupiter in your financial house is practically shouting, expand. Perhaps you have a long-forgotten hobby, a unique skill, or an idea you've been putting off. Now is the time to monetize these hidden talents. This could involve launching your own small business, a freelance project that complements your main employment, or even an initiative within your current company that brings you additional income or a promotion. Think about what unique value you can offer to the world. Practical examples: if you're a masterful baker, perhaps it's time to create an online store or host paid masterclasses. If you're an expert in a certain field, consider writing an e-book or developing an educational course. And of course, consider further education. Investing in yourself is the most reliable investment. Jupiter's presence in your second house enhances your ability to absorb new knowledge that directly translates into financial gain. Think about professional development courses, obtaining new certifications, or mastering in-demand software or tools that will make you a more valuable professional. This could be anything from data analysis courses to learning a new language that opens doors to international projects. The more you invest in your intellectual capital, the more dividends it will yield. The strategy is simple: choose one area where you feel a knowledge gap but which has the potential for income growth, and create a learning plan for the coming months. The key to success during this period is combining Jovian optimism with your innate Taurian practicality and patience. Do not strive for instant gratification. Focus on building a solid financial foundation that will grow over time. Strengthen your current position, look for ways to multiply what you already possess, and don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone, but always with common sense and meticulous planning. Remember, your second house is also linked to your self-esteem, so as you increase your income and strengthen your resources, you simultaneously boost your inner worth and self-confidence. However, financial success is rarely a purely individual journey. It often intertwines with our relationships, partnerships, and how we interact with the world around us, which also requires special attention and a deep understanding of planetary interactions. Dear Tauruses, if the previous planetary configurations we discussed laid the groundwork for your financial growth, June 24, 2025, injects dynamic energy into this picture, capable of literally materializing your monetary ambitions. On this day, we observe a unique and powerful aspect between your ruling planet, the beautiful Venus, and energetic Mars. This is not just a meeting of two luminaries, it's a dance of desire and action, attraction and initiative, which for you, as an Earth sign, becomes an especially productive tool. Venus, the ruler of your finances and values, governs what you appreciate, how you attract resources, and how you build relationships, including business ones. Mars, on the other hand, represents pure energy, drive, the ability for decisive action, and asserting your interests. When these two planets engage in harmonious interaction, they create a powerful synergistic effect. This means your natural charm, sense of style, and ability to create value, Venus, receive a strong impulse for action and realization, Mars. You won't just attract opportunities, you'll actively seize and shape them. So, how can you best utilize this celestial configuration to attract money and successfully implement your financial plans? First, this is a prime time for actively monetizing your talents and skills. If you've been considering launching a new project, negotiating a salary increase, or expanding your business, now is the moment to act. Your diplomatic ability and knack for finding common ground, Venus, combined with determination and courage, Mars, will make you an unparalleled negotiator. Don't shy away from taking initiative in financial matters. This could manifest as offering a new service, creating a unique product, or even making a bold yet well-considered investment, especially if it relates to aesthetics, real estate, or the service industry. Second, this aspect is ideal for improving financial relationships and partnerships. Venus fosters harmony and mutual benefit, while Mars provides the strength for honest and direct discussions of terms. If you have business partners, now is an excellent time to review agreements, enter into new, more advantageous contracts, or even resolve long-standing financial disagreements. Approach these matters from a constructive dialogue perspective, express your needs clearly, but with respect for the other party's interests. This could involve forming a joint venture, attracting investments for your project, or simply improving financial communication within your family or with your clients. Your self-confidence, reinforced by tact, will open many doors. Practical examples and strategies: engage in active networking by attending events where you can meet potential partners or clients. Your charisma will be at its peak. Make bold proposals. Don't hesitate to offer your services at a higher price if you are confident in their quality and value. Argue your position confidently and appealingly. Invest in yourself. Use this energy to invest in education that will enhance your professional value, or in creating a high-quality portfolio that will attract attention. For negotiations, prepare for important financial discussions, clearly articulate your goals, but be ready for flexibility when necessary. Your ability to find the golden mean will be key to success. Resolve financial disputes. If there are unresolved money matters with anyone, this aspect provides the energy for their final settlement, possibly through mediation or direct, but respectful, communication. This powerful union of Venus and Mars grants you the energy for action and attraction. However, true and long-term financial success requires not only boldness and the ability to attract, but also deep inner work, the capacity to manage your emotions, and adherence to strict discipline. It is precisely these aspects that we will now explore to ensure your financial horoscope becomes truly comprehensive and sustainable. Dear Tauruses, on this significant day, June 24, 2025, we've already discussed the grand opportunities presented by generous Jupiter and harmonious Venus, foretelling financial inflows and new avenues for monetizing your talents. However, as a true astrological mentor, I must draw your attention to one of the most serious yet incredibly constructive aspects of this day, the tense interaction between the Moon and Saturn. This is not just a celestial configuration, it's a mirror reflecting your inner challenges concerning emotional stability and financial discipline. The Moon, symbolizing our deep emotions, need for security, and comfort, enters a complex dialogue with Saturn, the planet of structure, limitations, responsibility, and long-term planning. For you, Tauruses, whose nature so values stability and predictability, this aspect might manifest as internal resistance to change, fear of the unknown, or even paralyzing anxiety when it comes to risky but potentially profitable financial steps. You might feel caught between the desire for comfort and the necessity of taking on greater responsibility, and at times, encounter unexpected emotional obstacles on your path to financial goals. Old behavioral patterns or fears linked to past experiences might try to hold you back from decisive actions. This is precisely the moment when emotional impulses can clash with cold logic and long-term plans, threatening to undermine your financial discipline. But there's no need to fear. Saturn doesn't punish, it teaches. It demands maturity, patience, and a systematic approach from us. And it is precisely by overcoming these internal barriers that you will be able to not only earn but also preserve and multiply your capital, building a truly solid financial foundation. The key to success here is awareness and structuring. How to overcome emotional obstacles and maintain financial discipline. 1. Acknowledge and name your emotions. If you feel anxiety or resistance at the thought of budgeting or investing, don't ignore it. Understand that these emotions are merely indicators, not a verdict. Write them down, analyze where they stem from. 2. Discipline as freedom. Stop viewing financial discipline as a restriction. On the contrary, it is the path to true financial freedom. Saturn teaches that genuine stability comes through self-control and responsibility. 3. Small steps, big results. Don't try to overhaul your entire financial life at once. Start small. Set realistic, achievable goals. For example, setting aside a small amount daily or reviewing your spending once a week. Every small successful action will strengthen your self-belief and loosen the grip of emotional barriers. 4. Create rituals. Saturn loves rituals and routine. Designate a specific time each week for financial work. This could be an hour on Sunday or 15 minutes every morning. Make it a habit, as integral as your morning coffee. Tips for budget management and long-term planning. Saturn's energy on this day strongly urges the creation of a clear, reliable financial structure. A detailed budget, your financial compass. Start by creating a detailed budget. Don't just track income and expenses, but plan them. Use digital apps or a good old-fashioned spreadsheet. Allocate your funds into categories: essential payments, savings, investments, entertainment. Remember the 50/30/20 rule: 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings and debt repayment. This isn't a rigid rule, but a guideline you can adapt to your situation. Building a safety net. This is the cornerstone of Saturnian stability. The goal is to accumulate an amount equal to 3 to 6 months of your expenses. This fund will give you an incredible sense of security and help you avoid emotional decisions in unforeseen circumstances. Automate savings. Set up automatic transfers to a savings account immediately after receiving income. You won't even notice these amounts, but your capital will grow steadily and discreetly. This is one of the most effective ways to bypass emotional resistance to parting with money. Long-term goals and investments. Define your financial goals for 5, 10, and 20 years ahead. This could be buying real estate, children's education, or a comfortable retirement. Break down these large goals into smaller, achievable steps. Saturn encourages patient and well-thought-out investments, especially in assets that yield stable income, e.g., bonds, dividend stocks, real estate. Avoid impulsive decisions and get-rich-quick schemes. Regular audits, once a month, or at least quarterly, conduct a financial review. Evaluate how well you're sticking to your budget and adjust plans if circumstances change. This will help you stay on course and react promptly to changes. Practical examples and strategies. Imagine you, a Taurus, are faced with the desire to buy something expensive that doesn't fit your budget. The moon whispers, "I want it now," while Saturn says, "Think about tomorrow." Instead of giving in to impulse or completely denying yourself, apply the strategy of delayed gratification. Postpone the purchase for a week, and during that time, recalculate your budget, find ways to cut other expenses, or increase your income. If the desire hasn't faded after a week and you found a source of funds without jeopardizing your main goals, then it's a conscious decision. Another example, you want to start investing but are afraid of losing money. This is a typical fear caused by the Moon and Saturn's influence. Begin with small, regular investments in low-risk assets. Gradually increase the amount and deepen your knowledge. The more you understand, the less fear you'll have. Consulting a professional financial advisor can also alleviate some emotional tension by providing you with a clear action plan. By mastering these principles of managing your finances and emotions, you will lay a strong foundation not only for personal well-being but also for confidently asserting yourself in the professional sphere, where your influence and achievements can be duly recognized. We've already discussed the powerful financial impulse of June 24, 2025, and how Jupiter and Venus open doors for capital growth. However, this potential will not fully manifest without active engagement in your professional life. It is here, in your career, that the key to unlocking the very financial flows we've been discussing lies. Taurus, your innate reliability, methodical approach, and ability to see projects through to perfection are not just character traits, they are a powerful foundation for developing true leadership qualities. Now, with planetary energies being so favorable, it's time to not just complete tasks, but to take on responsibility, guide, and inspire. Showcase your strategic foresight, utilize your ability to create robust, long-term projects. Practical strategy, take the initiative on a new project, even if it feels outside your comfort zone. Offer your ideas in meetings, become a mentor to less experienced colleagues. Your stability and dependability are qualities people are willing to follow. Your Venus, Taurus's ruler, is currently in a harmonious aspect with Mars, granting you a unique opportunity to hone the art of communication. This isn't just about speaking, but about being heard and understood. Practice active listening, and learn to articulate your thoughts clearly, concisely, yet persuasively. The diplomacy Venus bestows upon you will become your secret weapon in any negotiation, whether discussing a salary raise, presenting a new project, or resolving a workplace conflict. To improve communication, before important negotiations or presentations, plan your key points and rehearse your speech. Use storytelling to share success stories that bolster your ideas. This will make your delivery more engaging and memorable. Many Tauruses tend to underestimate their achievements or believe that results speak for themselves. However, June 24th is a day when modesty could become a barrier to success. You need to learn how to effectively present your accomplishments without crossing the line between confidence and boasting. Create a portfolio of your achievements, whether successful projects, company savings, or innovations you've developed. Learn to visually demonstrate your value using figures, facts, and concrete results. Don't hesitate to speak about your successes in general meetings, reports, or one-on-one discussions with management. This isn't self-promotion, it's a necessary condition for your contributions to be recognized and, consequently, for your career and financial growth. For effective presentation, keep a success journal, where you regularly record your achievements. This will not only help you prepare for annual reviews but also strengthen your own confidence. In meetings with management, clearly articulate the benefits you've brought to the company and how these align with its goals. Remember, your achievements are not just work, they are an investment in your future. However, beyond your targeted efforts, there are other, less predictable factors that can influence your financial landscape, bringing both unexpected opportunities and moments requiring caution. In addition to the systematic pursuit of financial well-being we've already discussed, the universe sometimes presents Tauruses with unexpected opportunities, sort of financial surges, that can significantly impact your financial standing. June 24, 2025, is a day when such serendipitous factors might manifest with particular strength. This could be anything from a lottery win or an unexpected work bonus to the repayment of an old debt you'd forgotten about, or even a chance discovery. Your task, as a wise Taurus, is not just to rejoice in this good fortune, but to manage it prudently. When such gifts of fate come your way, the first and most important rule is not to succumb to the impulsive desire to spend everything at once. Remember the influence of Saturn, which calls for discipline and long-term planning. If the amount is small, for example, a minor win or bonus, apply the principle of sensible allocation. Set aside a small portion to treat yourself. After all, Tauruses value comfort and pleasure, and this is entirely fair. However, direct the lion's share toward strengthening your financial foundation, paying off small debts, replenishing your emergency fund, or, especially relevant for your sign, investing in tangible assets, perhaps a small but valuable item that will only appreciate over time, or even a portion of funds for a down payment on real estate. In the case of larger, yet still unexpected, inflows, such as the repayment of a significant loan or the successful completion of a project that yielded much more than anticipated, approach the matter with utmost seriousness. This is not just luck but an opportunity for strategic growth. Here, it's crucial not to rush. Conduct a thorough analysis of your current financial goals. Perhaps it's time for more substantial investments you've long dreamed of but lacked the funds for. This could be an investment in education that opens new earning horizons or an investment in your own business. It is extremely important to consult with a financial advisor to create a well-thought-out plan and avoid impulsive decisions. However, alongside opportunities, random factors also carry risks. The main one is the temptation of easy money. Avoid dubious offers promising fabulous returns in the shortest possible time. For Taurus, who values stability and reliability, such ventures can lead to serious losses. Do not invest in what you don't understand, and always conduct thorough due diligence on any investment opportunity. Remember that Taurus's true financial strength lies in its patience, perseverance, and ability to create value, not in chasing fleeting luck. Exercise your innate discernment to distinguish genuine opportunities from empty promises. Remember, every such gift of fate is not just good fortune, but a test of your financial maturity and awareness. It's a chance not only to multiply capital but also to strengthen your financial discipline, learn to manage unexpected flows, and make well-considered decisions, even when emotions suggest otherwise. Use Jupiter's energy for expansion, but always relying on Venus and Saturn, which bestow wisdom and structure. Sometimes, such financial surges come not only as sudden winnings or debt repayments but also as deeper, inherited flows, requiring special attention to legal and strategic aspects. In the previous part of our analysis, we touched upon unexpected financial inflows, and for Tauruses on June 24, 2025, this probability takes on very specific contours. This could involve not just bonuses or winnings, but also significant events like receiving an inheritance. The energies of this day, especially when considering aspects affecting the 8th house of the horoscope, which governs other people's money, inheritance, and shared resources, indicate an increased likelihood of such situations. This isn't just luck, but a result of karmic connections and energetic accumulations that are now ready to manifest in your material reality. However, dear Tauruses, it is important to understand, an inheritance is not only a gift but also a responsibility, often coupled with several legal intricacies. Before making any decisions, be sure to consult with a qualified attorney. Document verification, tax payments, and potential debt settlements, all these aspects demand your close attention and professional support. Do not skip this step, as it can protect you from future problems and preserve the value of what you receive. Your natural inclination for thoroughness and detail will be particularly useful here. Once you receive the funds, do not succumb to the temptation to spend them immediately. Your inherent earthy wisdom, which we discussed, should be your primary guide. A significant portion of these funds should be directed towards strengthening your financial foundation and building long-term capital. Consider establishing a robust emergency fund if you don't already have one, or substantially increasing its reserves. This will provide you with confidence and freedom for future maneuvers. Regarding investments, vast opportunities are opening up for Tauruses. Focus on proven, conservative instruments that align with your inclination towards stability and reliability. These could include real estate investments, your signature asset, which has always been valued and profitable. Alternatively, consider a diversified portfolio of blue-chip stocks, bonds, and perhaps even gold or other precious metals, which traditionally serve as a safe haven for capital during periods of instability. The key is not to put all your eggs in one basket and to avoid high-risk, speculative projects that promise exorbitant profits in a short period. Remember, true wealth for a Taurus is built on patience and a fundamental approach. For instance, if the sum is substantial, you might consider purchasing a second property for rental income or acquiring a share in a stable, proven business that generates consistent passive income. Alternatively, invest in your own education and professional development, which will increase your professional value and, consequently, your financial opportunities in the long run. These are investments in yourself that always pay off. Avoid offers that seem too good to be true. Your intuition, enhanced by your earthy pragmatism, will help you separate the wheat from the chaff. Managing such significant inflows requires not only external wisdom but also internal readiness. It's a kind of test of your financial maturity. And, undoubtedly, beyond these material aspects, there's another powerful layer that influences the attraction and retention of wealth, your inner state, your mindset, and the actions you take every day to synchronize with the flow of abundance. Dear Tauruses, we have already highlighted the powerful financial potential of June 24, 2025, and the favorable astrological influences. Now is the time to shift from predictions to action, to concrete steps that will allow you not just to dream of prosperity but to actively create it. Your earthy nature and love for stability are perfectly aligned with the current planetary energies. First and foremost, let's discuss your inner strength. Jupiter in your income sector amplifies not only opportunities but also your self-belief. Begin June 24 with a powerful affirmation: I am a magnet for abundance. My income is constantly growing, and I confidently manage my finances. Repeat it throughout the day, especially before important meetings. Visualize money flowing freely and easily into your life, your accounts being replenished, and your investments bearing fruit. Imagine yourself having already achieved your desired financial level. This programs your subconscious mind. Create a vision board with images that symbolize financial success for you: a new home, travel, educational courses. Place symbols of money, coins, banknotes, on it. This is a simple yet powerful ritual to remind you of your goals. Let's move on to specific strategies. Given Jupiter's influence on your second house, actively consider investments, especially in real estate or related assets. This could involve purchasing a home, participating in real estate investment trusts, REITs, or crowdfunding projects. Even small but regular contributions will become the foundation of your future prosperity. If you have spare funds, don't let them sit idle. Explore opportunities for multiplication. Invest in your own development, professional development courses, or a new skill that can be monetized. Knowledge is an investment that yields the highest dividends. Your ruling planet, Venus, in harmony with Mars, calls you to take active steps and show initiative. This is an ideal time to monetize your talents. Are you an excellent cook? Offer culinary masterclasses. Can you create things by hand? Launch an online store for your crafts. Don't hesitate to offer your services and products at a fair price. In negotiations, be firm and confident in your value. Prepare a list of your achievements and arguments in advance, outlining why you deserve more. Practice role-playing to hone your persuasion skills. As for financial discipline, which we previously discussed in the context of the Moon and Saturn, your practical Taurus mind will find its ideal application here. Create a detailed budget for the next 3 months. Outline all income and expenses, identifying any money leaks. Set up automatic transfers to your savings account immediately after receiving income. This is your emergency fund, which should remain untouchable. Develop a long-term financial plan for 5 to 10 years, including goals for savings, investments, and major purchases. This will allow you to see the big picture and avoid impulsive decisions. Once a week, dedicate 15 to 20 minutes to financial meditation, review your budget, assess progress, and make adjustments. This will help you feel in control of the situation. For Tauruses who value comfort and avoid abrupt changes, it's crucial to overcome the fear of the new. Remember, unique opportunities are now opening up, and your task is to seize them. Start small, but act. Every step brings you closer to financial freedom. Celebrate every success. This will strengthen your confidence and motivation. Sometimes, despite all efforts to attract and multiply wealth, individuals encounter invisible barriers that hinder progress, or legacies of past financial decisions that require special attention. Dear Tauruses, we have already discussed how the cosmic influences of June 24, 2025, open the gates to abundance for you. However, to truly capitalize on these opportunities, it's essential to honestly examine the financial pitfalls that you, as a representative of your sign, are sometimes prone to falling into. Your love for comfort, stability, and material possessions can sometimes lead to excessive inertia or even hoarding, which may impede a healthy cash flow. A typical financial issue for Tauruses is an excessive attachment to the familiar, making it difficult to adapt to changing economic realities. You might cling to outdated methods of earning or investing instead of exploring new, more promising avenues. Another pitfall is the tendency to accumulate possessions rather than capital. Sometimes you love to own so much that you forget money should work for you, not just sit idle. And, of course, your natural caution, which is undoubtedly a virtue, can turn into a fear of reasonable risk, depriving you of opportunities for significant growth. How can you overcome these challenges, especially if financial obligations are already weighing you down? The first step towards restoring stability is a ruthless inventory of all your debts. Don't bury your head in the sand. List every loan and every outstanding balance, noting the amount, interest rate, and minimum payment. Then, choose a strategy, either the debt snowball, pay off the smallest debts first to gain psychological momentum, or the debt avalanche, pay off debts with the highest interest rate first to save more money in the long run. Your innate perseverance and discipline, amplified by Saturn's influence, will be your best allies in this process. Start small, but be consistent. This might require temporarily cutting back on usual spending for pleasures. Recall the Moon in a challenging aspect with Saturn, urging inner discipline. For a Taurus, risk management isn't about risking everything, but about risking wisely. Your element is earth, meaning you need to feel solid ground beneath your feet. If you are considering investments, especially during this favorable period, always conduct thorough analysis. Remember Jupiter, which expands opportunities, but it's crucial for a Taurus not to succumb to blind optimism. Diversify your investments. If part of your capital goes into real estate or land, as we've already discussed, another part can be directed towards conservative instruments such as bonds or deposits. Never put all your eggs in one basket, especially in areas unfamiliar to you or those that seem too airy. Avoid impulsive decisions and questionable offers that promise exorbitant returns. Your inner intuition, if you learn to listen to it, is rarely wrong. To restore financial stability and create a solid foundation, utilize your practicality. A detailed budget is not a restriction but a map to your financial freedom. Track every dollar that comes in and goes out. Create an emergency fund. This is your personal reserve that will allow you to feel secure and not panic during unexpected expenses. Automate savings. Set up an automatic transfer of a small amount to your savings account immediately after receiving income. This will allow you to build capital without having to think about it. Practical examples. If you're used to dining out, try bringing food from home 3 times a week. If you have subscriptions you don't use, cancel them. These small steps, multiplied by your Taurian persistence, will yield impressive results. By overcoming these barriers, you will not only solve current problems but also lay the groundwork for a qualitatively new level of financial stability. This is just the first step on the path to creating a real, long-term cash flow that will serve you for many years. So, dear Tauruses, having recognized the power of the astrological influences shaping your financial potential on June 24, 2025, it's time to look to the future. Your earthy nature, desire for stability, and tangible results make you ideal candidates for building a truly strong financial foundation. These are not just momentary successes, this is building a castle that will withstand any storm. For you, Tauruses, long-term financial planning is not a tedious necessity but a natural extension of your inner need for security and comfort. Start by clearly defining your financial goals for 5, 10, and 20 years ahead. Envision the lifestyle you wish to lead, where you want to live, and how to provide for your loved ones. This visualization, reinforced by your natural perseverance, will become a powerful driving force. Given that Jupiter currently favors your income, focus on capital accumulation. Your intuition regarding material assets is particularly sharp now. Invest in what you understand and what feels reliable to you. Real estate remains your favorite. This could include residential properties for rent or commercial real estate. Consider purchasing land, a truly Taurian investment that only appreciates over the years. Gold and other precious metals are also excellent ways to preserve capital and protect against inflation, providing the very stability you seek. Don't forget about high-quality dividend-paying stocks, which offer passive income that perfectly suits your nature. A key element of your financial security is diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Distribute your investments across different asset classes, industries, and geographical regions. This will reduce risks and ensure more stable growth. For you, being prone to caution, this will be especially comfortable. Retirement planning is not a distant prospect but a present reality. Begin building your retirement capital as early as possible. Utilize all available instruments, individual retirement accounts, IRAs, 401(k)s, pension funds, and savings programs. Even small but regular contributions, thanks to the power of compound interest, will eventually grow into a substantial sum. Imagine planting an oak tree. It grows slowly, but its roots go deep, and over time it becomes mighty. Equally important is the creation and maintenance of your emergency fund. We've mentioned this before, but it bears repeating. A minimum of 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses should be readily accessible in a highly liquid account. This is your shield against any unforeseen circumstances, be it job loss, illness, or major repairs. For a Taurus who values stability, having such a fund alleviates a tremendous amount of anxiety, allowing you to focus on growth rather than survival. Practical strategies for you, Tauruses. 1. Automate savings. Set up automatic transfers to your investment and savings accounts immediately after receiving income. This eliminates the factor of forgetfulness or the temptation to spend. 2. Purpose-driven budgeting. Use your budget not for restrictions, but to direct funds towards your long-term goals. Divide your expenses into needs, wants, and investments/savings. The latter should always be the priority. 3. Regular financial audit. Quarterly, or at least biannually, review your income, expenses, and investment portfolio. Assess progress and adjust your strategy as needed. This will help you stay on course and respond to changes promptly. 4. Invest in yourself. Don't forget that your most valuable asset is yourself. Learning new skills, professional development, and investing in your health, all directly influence your potential to earn and save money. Your natural practicality and patience are your main trump cards in creating lasting financial well-being. Use them to their fullest, and you will see your financial goals become tangible reality. However, beyond purely material aspects, there are also subtle energies that influence our abundance.